Okay, yes, I'm back. And Kanye West is busting the seams out of stuff. You know, people want to get upset about Kanye. They don't really understand Kanye. Kanye has gotten to the point to where he is at the liberty to where he can just say whatever he wants and not consciously think about the repercussions. Basically living in the moment. Okay? A lot of people don't quite get that because when that happens, you have a tendency not to overthink what repercussions may occur. Okay? That is what he means by free thinking, being free, being a free person. It is not necessarily politically correct, but sometimes you will offend people when you just say what is on your mind. How many times have you said something and come to be hindsight, you learn a piece of information that you're directly insulting somebody or critically, condemning somebody. Like one example that I can give from my own personal experience is that I was quite young at the time. I mean, and they had this muscular dystrophy Jerry Lewis-a-thon, and in my youth, just not thinking, they were just like crying and all this stuff, and I said, well, I wish he would just get that MS and die. Well, little did I know that somebody in the room had MS. Yeah, I felt about less than an inch tall, but that's how I felt at that particular moment. So now, anytime that situation may occur or arise again, I have to reflect upon how I felt and how other people might perceive it. So inherently, it creates a filter. It creates let me analyze the situation. Now, when you analyze the situation, that instantly takes you away from living in that moment, which alters the way that you are. Now, I'm not saying that it's a positive thing or a negative thing, because there is some positivity to it, because you don't want to cause somebody harm. And that's one of the things that Kanye West did on that TMZ show. He was like, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That's not what I was going for. He was trying to be himself. Okay? A lot of people don't understand what he's talking about. But that's what he's talking about. Living in that moment. When he puts a lot of, whenever he talks about the slavery thing being a choice, I can understand that. Now, you might say, oh, well, you don't understand because your people were never in slavery. Well, that's wrong. My people were in slavery. Get yourself an education, my friend. And the thing about it is that whenever he says that it's a choice, there is some form of legitimacy to it. But there is also some form of illegitimacy to it. Because he's trying to make a parallel with society right now that we are all enslaved. We are all slaves. And we are knowingly and wittingly participating in our own slavery. Because the number of the masses outweigh the elitist few. We have opted to agree to make pennies. Okay? We signed on that line. And it's okay. We do that. We have agreed that this is the society that we have come to know and accept and not challenge it. Because many people that challenge it, unfortunately, get, abolished. They get outcast. They get a whole bunch of other different things. So, but we are, a lot of people say, especially in the realm of politics, that if you do not vote, you have no say. Well, that's kind of valid, but I have the belief that no matter where you go on any given poll day, you're not going to have that much of a, detrimental effect. Some say the Trump thing is just, crazy, and that's an example of it, but that's not an example of it. That's the example of people so tired of the dual-faced hypocrisy, which which was happening within our government. I mean, if you really dwell deep enough, you'll understand that the government is corrupt. Period. There's no there's no debating that. Okay. Even if a president comes into office with the most honorable of intentions, they can be corrupted. And most of the time, they are corrupted through blackmail. Okay? I just went off on that little tangent. Back to the Kanye West. Kanye West sees a lot of things. Kanye West chooses a unique platform. And unfortunately, he does kind of care about what other people say. And the thing about with Daz and the Crips, people are like, oh, he's crazy. No, he's not crazy. He is definitely not crazy. He just is speaking without a filter. And if you don't keep up with what he's saying, you're going to falter and be like, man, this dude is on a rant. Yes, he's on a rant. Much like I rant quite a bit. But the fact of the matter is listen to what the core thing of what Kanye West is saying. And you'll get it. Because it's the same thing that I speak about in all of my videos. Love. Love. If the love is there is no problem. Okay? And what he's talking about with enemies and all of this stuff, having no enemies, and whenever, I can't remember what that little lawyer's name from TMZ is, but anyway, when he's like, well, I think we have to have it, we have to have discretion, and yeah, you have to have some common sense, and you have to have that, and you have to have a love, but you have to have the love. Okay? Now, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few? Yes, it does. There has to be a congregation where there is a presence of love and things are decided on. The thing about it is that that's what this whole society was illusionarily created upon, is that we are honorable, we are love-bearing, we are faithful, we are righteous, and we are making decisions for this country for the betterment of the human race and the betterment of people. And that is what freedom was back in the day. And that was the idea conceptualized, and that was the one that was admitted. Now, along the time, it's been distorted, it's been altered, it's been secrified, it's been subcategoried as let's see what I can do. It goes way deeper than what you want to think about, but that's the problem. We don't have a conglomerate group of people that are trying to propel the human race towards the one goal of love and sanctity. We have people like corporations that are led by greed. We have people that are interested in power. We have people that are interested in control. These things have no use in a world of true love. So I hope that this can tie in and break down a little bit of what the Kanye West experience is. And you have to put yourself in his shoes for a minute. He's in the limelight. He's got a camera. He's got millions of people waiting with a scalpel to dissect everything he said and everything that he does. I would be a little bit intimidated to get up and say what he said on a broad spectrum with my face plastered everywhere, knowing that it's going to be critiqued. But he does that so we don't have to. Whenever he talks about wanting to jump up on the coffee table, but he doesn't, and he makes that correlation from the being a child's thing to a table, he got lost there, and he didn't get to complete his thought. A construction is only constructed as perceived within the mind. Okay? If I'm driving on the left side of the road, and that's fine with me, but somebody says it's better to drive in the right-hand lane, I don't know any better. But now, somebody's suggestion or instruction has altered my perception of what my reality now is. Okay? So when he's making the comparison between the table and a toy, for him, it was a toy object. But to somebody else, it is something completely different. Just like a vehicle. Some people have 3 or 4 vehicles. Some say, oh, that's my toy. That's my baby toy over there. Okay, well, that's fine and dandy. But to some people, it's a means to a transport to work. It's a lifeline. Some people, if they lose their vehicle, they lose their job, they lose their whole, zest. I'm losing the word that I'm trying to find here. But it's their core for getting around and going to the store, getting food, getting things. It's not just a luxury item, it's a necessity. Okay. So whenever you're trying to say something bad about Kanye West, or he's tripping, or he needs to go to the doctor again, and he openly goes against any type of medication, which I applaud him just on that alone. We are a heavily medicated nation. We're a heavily medicated people. We need to be level-headed, clear-headed, filled with love, and attuned to one mind. And that's all I got for you. So, have a good day.